you feel like mainstream media were lazy in learning and knowing more about football, getting to understand the players, getting to understand the history.
They were soccer enthusiasts, not a commentator who has been put there because they played soccer. It's the commentators, the American commentators, or the people who they're putting like on those knees who are missing it.
In your view, what's the biggest World Cup story that mainstream media may be miscovered or misunderstood from what you've been watching throughout the World Cup? DJ Moshfire, karibu sana.
Asante sana, Ali. Hey, that question of yours is heavy. Ati, what's the biggest angawa?
Biggest miscoverage, like whenever...
miscoverage.
Yeah, miscoverage. Because, like with American coverage of soccer, or whether we want to call it football, there's always gaps.
I will actually say them covering it neutrally, meaning, yes, you're American media, but it shouldn't be all Team USA, while the other teams are there, because it's like USA against the world in terms of coverage.
Okay.
From, because we've been watching it on Fox, which is a very different experience from Telemundo, which at some point, a lot of us switched to Telemundo and ran away from Fox.
And why is that?
I never went to Tubi. For me, what I found was that I don't know if it's so much like the water breaks or those so-called breaks were shorter, if they existed at all, on Telemundo. Telemundo didn't do the entire 3-minute break that was being given. Like they came back earlier.
Okay.
From what I noticed.
Oh, as per when Fox was going to the commercials.
Yes, because Fox would do a full 3 minutes.
Okay.
But then they would not do a full 3. They would do, I think, because normally the water breaks used to be like, 90 seconds or something like that.
Okay. So
I again, that's the part that I'm not getting. But anyway, it seemed like for whatever reason, and maybe somebody can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, Telemundo seemed, even, I don't think it's the language barrier. Those guys just, like, they were soccer enthusiasts, not a commentator who has been put there because they played soccer.
Yes.
There's a difference between somebody who has played soccer and someone who is a soccer enthusiast who's actually a commentator.
But how do you know that? Do you speak Spanish for Mosh? Because Telemundo is a Spanish network.
Bruh, you can tell. There's a tonal connotation.
Yes.
The way it comes across, the way those things are, okay, other than the guy of goal, right?
Yeah.
Other than that guy, even the way those jamas are like, these jamas are hurrying up. You don't even have to put the thing on a closed caption. Vitu wanasema. You can tell through the energy. Yes, the energy of the broadcasters. Like the way, like them, they are into it. It's like they are the ones who are on the field.
Yeah.
It's like the guy is on who's like, like when we used to listen to Leonard Mamon Botella on radio. As we knew, we were the ones who were playing ball. You couldn't tell us differently.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm saying, is that it's the commentators, the American commentators, or the people who they're putting like on those knees, who are missing it. Now, the pundits, when you come back to guys like Henry and
Ibrahimovic.
Yes, and Zlatan.
Yeah.
Right on the money. And Nani normally doesn't mince his words, but he's 9 times out of 10, he's right on point.
Who's Zlatan?
No, Henry.
Okay.
9 times out of 10, he's right on point. Then there's always a neutral person, blah, 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 right? But he's always, because he's coming from a soccer perspective, a guy who's been out there, who has played, and he's imagining he's the one who's in the field and has to make decisions on the fly. And that comes across when he's commentating. So I think like that part got lost to us. It's almost like these jamas were trying to give you a technical book presentation as opposed to, we are all fans and we are watching the game.
We're watching the game, yes.
And that's how we've been used to watching soccer. Maybe it's our experience that may be different from what quote-unquote Americans have. But if you're being given this platform, then to me, you're doing us a disservice when you're coming across as being pro-America, and then you don't know what the ham sandwich you're talking about, and everything's about those things in front of you.
The stats.
Yeah. It's all about, this Jama has got CG, CG hasn't Mr. Pena and CG, I don't know what CG. Soccer enthusiasts, we don't care about that stuff.
Yeah, those things are good with games like basketball where they read history, but
we don't care. Us, we want to see goals, we want to see mtu akichengwa, mtu akipigwa chobo, mtu akipigwa kanzu, you know what I'm saying? And an occasional nati hapa mtu amekanyagwa. You know, that's a soccer player, aka a soccer watcher.
Okay.
And whether you're actually on the field playing or you're not, this is, to me, that I think is, they lost a lot of people, I think, in the way they were broadcasting. And I think this question also would be good to ask of our audience who are in different countries, not in America.
Yes,
to see what the experience was, because I'm sure, like, let's say if you're in Brito, what's that channel that they normally watch on? What is it again?
Sky.
It's Sky.
Yeah. Sky Sports.
The commentators for those commentators would probably come from a totally different perspective.
Yes.
In terms of how they are laying those things in versus, you know, our people who are on Fox and doing there was like a loss in translation. Like you literally could watch the game by turning the volume off. Literally.
Yes.
Because it's like you're not missing anything. In fact, if anything, wanakuharibia ball.
Okay, aya sawa sawa. Wacha tusikie perspective ya Mika Och on the coverage. Mika, karibu sana. And again, the number to call is 202-683-4570. Press *5 to speak. Show proudly brought to you by the Kenyan Nurses Association of America. They have a big nursing conference on September the 17th. To the 19th in Baltimore, Maryland. So we're going to post the details in the comments below. Make sure you plan to attend. Mika Och, karibu sana. Talk to us about the coverage of the 2026 World Cup from your perspective. Mika, twende kazi.
Hi, thank you, Ali, and thank you to the listeners. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this Friday. For me, I want to add on what Omosh said. Omosh said something about the stats and how the talking of the World Cup is happening. And I don't know if you guys have seen a meme of Stephen A. Smith going around that he doesn't know anything, right? Like you figure if you feel like mainstream media were lazy in learning and knowing more about football, getting to understand the players, getting to understand the history. You get somebody who calls himself the best sports analyst in America, doesn't even know that France have ever won the World Cup. He was like, right now, we want to see if Mbappe is motivated enough to make France to finally get, like, that was embarrassing. And this somebody who's representing a very big, major media house. So it was so, it how do I say it? It was something that if it's up to you, if you're running a media house like ESPN at that particular time, it makes you start wondering, like, this is my top analyst. This is somebody who's supposed to be on top of it. Like with all the resources that ESPN has, surely somebody like Stephen A. Smith has to be able to know how to speak about football. Another thing that I feel that they missed is capturing the atmosphere of how the different foreign fans are interacting and living within the communities that they're living with. Like, it's been a discovery. You see on the internet, you see on Twitter, you see on Instagram, TikTok, you see European, Asian, South Americans, Africans documenting their journey about America, documenting how they had a different perspective about America based on what they've seen on the media, what they've seen on TV, what they've seen on movies. And they're realizing that it's just different. They're like, the America we see is not the America we're experiencing when you're traveling. They're discovering gas stations that have supermarkets in them. They're discovering food that they never thought existed. They're discovering the kindness of how people are offering their homes, opening their doors to them, helping them and accommodating them and interacting with them. When they go to various bars, various communities, how they're mingling in comfortably. That is something that the media should be showcasing more. And that actually is something that sells the country, the image of the country, which looks so horrible right now. We are tired of seeing Trump and all these shenanigans. We know what's happening. So this was a miss by that mainstream media. It is something that you will ask yourself, you have the biggest tournament in the world. Football is a uniting sport. Why don't you take advantage of that? Back to you, Ali.
All right, thank you so much, Mika. And it's been very weird, because like when World Cups, of course, are in all these other countries, and whenever we are watching the media, there's a very different feel to this World Cup, and I'm at a personal level, like I think I'm disappointed because I've not been able to go watch any games for many reasons. Like it was a very opposite
Sema tu
expectation.
pesa yako haikutosha.
I mean, of course, pesa ikutosha.
Okay.
Na pia, like we did not get games in the DMV, and let me
I
say,
think we are spoiled in the DMV.
yes, and let me say at a personal level, maybe I just did not plan right for it, and also there was a lot of controversy surrounding the World Cup coming to the US, and yeah, it is what it is. If a miracle happens, maybe I might go watch a quarterfinal game or a semi-final game.